We meet the students usually in their second year, and they're very green, if you like, and they're quite nervous about coming to work in a hospital, and very, very quickly it's amazing and it's really satisfying to see these young people turn into professionals, into doctors, into colleagues that we're going to be working with, for the rest of our careers.
The way the academy system at the University of Bristol works is there are a number of academies associated with the University of Bristol in various places like Taunton, Bath, Weston, Yeovil. And for your clinical years at the university, you spend about half of the year living and studying in that place. So for example, in my fourth year, I spent half the year at the BRI doing medicine and surgery, and then I spent the other half of the year in Taunton doing paediatrics and anaesthetics, and that was a really great experience.
Medical students, when they come to the academies, can certainly expect to receive a different educational experience in each academy, because everybody will do it slightly differently. But the strength of the system is that the students move around the academies during their course, and so as a result they're able to see and experience lots of different ways of being taught, see different ways of doing things, and I think that's very positive in itself. We all have to develop as learners. You have to find out what your learning style is. I think the academy system gives you a real opportunity to see which things help you, which things you'd like to develop, and very positive for the future as well, when hopefully when you've qualified you'll get involved in education in your turn, and you will have had the chance to experience very many different sorts of educational styles. That's incredibly positive.
So the advantage of academies, one of the advantages when I started working as a doctor was recognising that different hospitals work in different ways, and that those ways aren't necessarily better or worse than one another, but having the flexibility to kind of embrace different ways of working, and also reflecting on those different ways of working and trying to bring that into practice in other places where you're working too. So if you see something really good happening in one hospital, and think about how you can get that working in other hospitals too.
I also found clinically it was really useful to see different specialties in different places. All the hospitals vary, and it's useful for future practice.
At the different academies, they get the chance to see a different side to the NHS, and I think as a result, by the time they qualify as doctors, they're much more used to the system that they're going to be working in. And in the same way that junior doctors have to move around from one hospital to another very frequently, our students are prepared for that, and they get the benefits of seeing different ways of learning, different ways of teaching, different groups of patients, different environments.
The main ways that the academy experience prepared me for working as a junior doctor primarily was the experience of frequently living and moving away to different places, having to settle into a new city, a new hospital and new people, which is something as a junior doctor you do really frequently, and it definitely built my confidence doing that twice a year, every year.
I think training in the academies and learning in different academies is brilliant for F1, F2 and preparing you for it, because you learn to adapt yourself to a new place, you learn to integrate yourself with new people very quickly, you learn about different policies, things like that, and you get to learn even about different patients. The patients that you'll see in Bristol are very different to the patients that you'll see in Bath.
I think the students get a great experience whatever academy they're in. They all work to the same basic handbooks across every unit, across every year.
In terms of skills, everywhere I went, the skills training was really good. I came out of it competent in all the really important skills needed. Interpersonal skills are really important as well. I've learned to get on with people and make new friends, and you make friends for life. All Bristol graduates really have a good reputation of coming out and being competent doctors and know what they're doing.
When you go out to the different regions, I think patients generally are a bit more willing to let you see them. They're a bit more excited to see you, and it means that you just get more patient interaction.
I think at Bristol we have two main differences to the other medical schools. First, we keep our students clustered quite closely into Bristol and around Bristol, so that very, very few of our facilities are more than an hour away from Bristol, if not in Bristol itself. And the second thing is that we don't send them out of the university to the NHS. We send them to the university within the NHS.
All of the placements within the Bristol University region are not too far from Bristol itself, and you can get back easily to see your friends or do activities in Bristol in the evenings if you need to. But you can also, there's also a great social life within the academies themselves.
The academies are an arm of the university. We're not separate, we are one and all together.
The academy system is great. It's possibly the best thing about Bristol Uni that I've experienced so far.
And some of my closest friends are from academy-based placements.
There's not much of a place where you can see an amputation one morning and nip into cardiac surgery in the afternoon.
Keep an open mind about the different academies. Don't have preconceived ideas because they're all very different. And yeah, have fun.